Hello, Farah here from Attuned. Today, I will explain how to tell if your work environment is toxic. Have you often wondered why you dread going to work while all your friends love their job or their company? Well, worry not, because the likeliness is that you're not the reason, and you probably just have a not so great work environment. Here are the telltale signs of a toxic work environment and some suggestions to get you or your team on a better path. Number 1, work hours are more important than productivity. Have you ever worked for a company that put an absurd emphasis on hours worked versus productivity? Have you ever thought that to get ahead you'd have to be visibly working so that the image others would have of you is as a hard worker? In a remote context, are you worried that signing off or that using Do Not Disturb in Slack or other tools might lead to uncomfortable questions? Okay, so here's the solution. For employees, make sure the work goals are written down and agreed regularly. This can happen in a quarterly review or at a regular one-on-ones. If you aren't having this already, start insisting on them. For leaders, make sure decisions related to time management and priorities are rational and well thought out. Number 2, you work on things no one seems to care about or need. Have you ever completed a project only for it to disappear into the void, totally unused and unappreciated? Do you sometimes feel it doesn't really matter what you're working on and that no one really notices anyway? Obviously, companies don't set out to create useless processes and reports, but as they get larger, it's common for certain things to stick, even if they are no longer needed. So here's another solution. If the person checking off unimportant boxes all day is seen as the most productive, innovation will die. For employees, ask for feedback on your work from your manager or other people involved in the project. If something really isn't being used, you'll have a way to push back on its importance in the future. A good rule of thumb for leaders is if you add something, subtract something as well. This way, you can prioritize and ensure what people are working on is actually a priority and not busy work or distraction. Number 3, you often have a case of Mondays. You're not going to be 100% motivated every day. Maybe it's the weather, maybe you're working on a project that just isn't very interesting for you. That's normal. But if you're feeling that way often, then that's a bad sign. Only recently has the idea of mental health days been accepted, and even then, probably only the most progressive businesses have policies written down. In a toxic work environment, however, you might be ostracized for using those days or have no choice other than taking a sick day. Here's the solution. At this point, you should be asking yourself, is it me or the company? If the answer is, it's me, you should evaluate what you're doing and what you're learning and decide if those things are motivating for you. This issue often comes down to a lack of progress. For leaders, the answer is somewhat similar. As above, regular check-ins during one-on-ones or reviews can help unlock these issues. That's if people are willing to tell you the truth. If not, you need to check back in your team's psychological safety. Number 4, the goalposts are constantly moving. Do you know exactly what's expected of you? Do you have clear targets and goals? If not, the environment might not be toxic yet, but it's heading in that direction. Without clear goals, you will likely feel adrift. And if others in your team or company feel that same, that means people are out of alignment with the overall mission. So here's the solution. Without clear expectations, people are unable to deliver their best work. This is about finding the right balance between security and autonomy. If you are in this situation, ask for clear and defined goals and promotion targets. Get clarity, and if can't be provided, start thinking about your options. The flip side is that leaders need to be prepared to have this conversation when asked, but shouldn't wait to be asked if it can be helped. We don't have a lot of time on this earth. We weren't meant to spend it this way. Most people spend at least 8 hours a day, 5 days a week working. Will you love every day? No. Some days will be tough to get through, but those days should be the exception rather than the rule. As a leader, it is your responsibility to motivate your team and create an environment where happiness and productivity go hand in hand. This is Farah again from Attuned, and if you like this video, click the bell button below.